I am proud of my Native ancestry and the fact that we as Native people have always called this country our homelands. We governed ourselves for thousands of years and in the last several hundred have shared the bountiful blessings of the Creator with the people who came here from other shores. The sovereignty of Indian nations and our ability to protect our tribal communities and control our destiny is constantly under attack by a political system not of our own. We must now work within the political system to preserve our culture, our very way of life. I started Indians List because I know how important it is for our Indian candidates to have an organization that supports them when they run for political office. It is critically important that we support Indian candidates when they run at the state and local level because we see attacks on our tribal sovereignty there every day, just like we see it at the federal level. Until we have Indians representing us on city councils, school boards, county commissions, and in the state legislatures, we'll never see the faces and color of power in America change. We must build that farm team so we have Indians representing our interests at the local level while we're grooming them to run for higher office later.
So Kalin created Indians List to train Indians and their staff how to run for office and then raise money to help fund their campaigns. The first training retreat was a 4-day boot camp. More than 150 candidates, staff, and activists attended, and the nation's top Democrats took note.
For many years past, can you ever remember the chairman of the Democratic Party coming to an Indian event like this? And you can't remember it because this is the first.
Campaign training meant hard work now to build a better tomorrow for Indians and Democrats. Some of the nation's top political consultants gave seminars.
I'm here just to learn more about campaigning. I've run for office before, but there's certain things that I've picked up here that I think will help me in the long run.
We listened to so many influential speakers. We've dialogued with each other. We've did so many assignments, we've crunched numbers, we've talked about post-election, we talked about pre-election, we talked about voter registration, we talked about election tactics, strategies, everything you could think of.
The teachers were passionate.
We need you to tell your story from your heart and your soul and from your experience. And that's why you have to be elected, where your voice will be heard because it is distinctive and unforgettable.
Through Indians List, we will be heard, as we have not been heard before.
First of all, there was no Indians List. All of us that were running for office were really doing this mostly on our own and building a campaign, carrying out all of the messages the best way we could. And now with Indians List, this is zooming the campaign efforts into the 21st century.
Indians List will ensure the Ada Deers of tomorrow have support.
I think Indian List is now that vehicle that will promulgate new faces, both in Congress and state houses, because at the end of the day, legislators, both in state governments and federal governments, do make impacts on Native people in this country, and we need to be a part of that process.
I saw absolute dedicated candidates who are actually running for offices in the next election. I saw people who are willing to work hard on those campaigns and to get into the trenches, and with this boot camp with the details and knowledge of how to really make this thing happen. And I saw a lot of people out there who may not have been considering running for politics, but now maybe give it a second thought. So it's the very beginning of something, and I'm sure we'll see the results of this in the years to come.
It's actually kind of obvious why Indians List is so important. You become part of the power structure in this country by running for office and having candidates and elected officials who represent you.
And the Democratic Party will benefit.
Candidates have been, for the first time in the last few years, committing substantial resources to court the Indian vote. And Native people in South Dakota, and I know in other parts of the country, are responding in a powerful way. So that year proved that Native American organizing can change the balance of the election and the balance of power in Washington, D.C.
Organized labor 10 years ago and 15 years ago, we could still win elections pretty much on our own. But over the last 10 years, we've gotten to a point with our density within the labor movement to where we don't have the numbers anymore to win elections on our own.
And being here with this group, Indians List, and the mission that you have, there could be no greater work to do today in this country than the work you're faced with today.
It's very good for Democrats to have Indians involved. Native American values are the same values of the Democratic Party. Taking care of people, taking care of the elders, educating the young, and really having a sense of community. That's what it is to be Native American, and that's what it really is to be a Democrat.
So I'm watching my own party come back, but I'm watching Indian people finally running for office, gathering together and doing what we could do as a group, and that I've never seen before. I'm excited.
We were the first faces of America, and today we're throughout America.
My name is Chuck Hoskin. When I was born three things. I was born a Cherokee Indian, I was born a Democrat, and I was born a Union man. Those three things will never change. I'm also an Oklahoman, and I'm proud to say that I'm running for the Oklahoma House of Representatives.
That's what Indians List is all about, and I see that here. I see commitment, I see resolve, and I see an acknowledgement among all those gathered here of those who came before us and those who've left early. And that's what this is all about, and that's why I support Indians List. It honors those who earned us a place here, and I'm very pleased to be here.
Indians List needs your help. We need your support, your resources, but most importantly, we need your money to build this organization so that Indian country wins, our party wins, and America wins, because the first Americans shouldn't be the last Americans to be represented.
Hey, 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 hey.